This is my language and identity summative, and my chosen artist is Jared Higgins, more commonly known as Juice WRLD. So, a little bit of social and historical context about Juice WRLD's life. He grew up in Chicago, Illinois. He described his neighborhood as rough, and according to his own testament, he had his shoes stolen many times, and he would often wake up to the sound of gunshots. He attended a nearby community high school called Flossmoor, and due to the school being in such a rough area, unfortunately, they had a huge drug problem. Um, Juice WRLD and many of his friends started using as young as freshman year, and this continued all throughout his high school career. During that time, he had one girlfriend who he grew very attached to, even vowing multiple times to marry her later in life. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and he broke up with her, which worsened his drug habit and brought it to, and his mother could finally had to intervene. She started a program called Hip Hop Honors, which was with the purpose of turning teenagers away from drugs and towards music. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to turn Juice WRLD completely away from drugs, but it did get him super into music. And when he dropped his first song on SoundCloud, it did extremely well, and he soon became a popular rising artist. Um, Through this process, he developed his logo or catchphrase, which is 999. It is the inverse of 666, and to him, it means being able to switch a bad situation into something good. The purpose or goal of this analysis is to pick out pieces of Jared Higgins' identity through his song lyrics. I will do this by looking more closely at the language used in his lyrics and trying to ascertain deeper meanings from certain lines. First, I want to focus on his popular themes of mental health, substance abuse, and heartbreak. The first lyric that comes to mind that says a lot about his identity is this from the song Lucid Dreams. He says, "My world revolves around a black hole, the same black hole that's in place of my soul." To me, Juice WRLD is trying to say that this black hole is the gap left by starting drugs so early and not being able to develop a personality. Instead, all he has is obsessing over girls and drugs. He also says that he also acknowledges how big a problem this is in his song Lean With Me. I'm looking for trouble, so I know I'm going to find it. Ring, ring, plug hit my phone, perfect timing. Plug is slang for drug dealer, so he acknowledges that the drug dealer calling him for a deal is trouble, and yet he knows he's going to get into it. So he acknowledges he is addicted. Finally, in his song Wishing Well, Juice WRLD says, "If it wasn't for the pills, I wouldn't be here, but if I keep taking these pills, I won't be here." This goes back to that black hole that he is describing in Lucid Dreams. The pills are the only thing he has in his life, and so it is the only thing he's had to live for up to this point. But unfortunately, it is also killing him, and he acknowledges that dilemma. Next, I want to focus on how Juice WRLD's cultural identity is expressed through his lyrics. First quote I would like to bring up is, "I can't breathe, I'm waiting for the exhale, toss my pain with my wishes in the wishing well." So a little bit of context is needed to understand this lyric completely. This was released shortly after the death of George Floyd. When he says he can't breathe, he is talking about the fact that George Floyd literally couldn't breathe and was expressing it constantly. And he is trying to express the fact that he relates to George Floyd's pain as he is suffering from the same systematic issues that George Floyd did that caused his death. Later on, he also continues this sentiment by saying, "We're perfectly imperfect children, rose from the dust, all of us are on a mission," in his song Righteous. He states that by saying we rose from the dust, he is stating that although things are bad now and many awful things have happened, the community, the African American community, has united and they are on a mission to change things. And by giving the sentiment or saying that in a song, he is showing that he is a part of this community and a part of their values and a part of improving their situation. Finally, we can see his cultural community in the slang he uses. He uses words like drip, plug, bands, perk, and lean. Drip is slang for nice clothes or expensive clothes. Plug is, as I mentioned earlier, slang for a drug dealer. Bands is slang for bands of cash. Perk and lean are both slang for drugs. All these slang terms originated from African American rap, and by using those terms, he is identifying with that music community and of that genre. Um, so yeah. Finally, in conclusion, the main thing that we can say about Juice WRLD's identity through his lyrics is simply the fact that he has a lack of one, and he acknowledges this. Although he is very strongly related to his cultural community, he has no personal identity because he started drugs at such a young age, and there's just a hole in him where most people would have hobbies, likes, dislikes, family. Um, for Juice World, there is only drugs, and although he managed to reach a larger audience and gain millions of fans around the world, um, in the end, he succumbed to this hole within himself and this obsession, and died at the young age of 21 due to an overdose. Thank you.